Hello, and welcome everyone. And I just want to see if people are joining. I have a new, um, I have a new system, so I don't really. I'm just trying to figure it out. Ask questions in the show. Next time, okay. Show. And then, okay. I'm using different software, and I'm not too sure. Hi, Shreya. Good to see where I'm getting any comments, if any. Hi, Shivan. Thank you so much. Hello. Hello. I'm doing really well. How about yourself? Thank you, Cub. You know what I mean. Hi, Stigma. How are you? Ram Ram. Proud Indian. Did I say that right? I'm just trying this new software, and it has a background music. And last time it was actually like everyone was like, "Oh, don't do that for the copyright." But this has a background music actually part of it. So I am happy. It is slow. Okay, how is everyone doing? How are you guys doing? I know that you guys don't really, I guess, celebrate Christmas in a perhaps European style or Western style. I just wonder if you had any nice time. Is it irritating? Okay, well, if it is, then I'm just going to... And if I lower it down this little, is it better? I'm going a bit funky. You know what? I was just trying different kind of like a stuff there, and I kind of really didn't like any music that was offered there, to be honest. Oh, thank you, Proud Indian. Care to elaborate more? I love when people share kind of any feedback like that. So it would be great to understand what you mean that my content is different and amazing. I did sit before Christmas. I went to a hairdresser. Yeah, I tend to... I mean, my hairdresser is really expensive, so I tend to keep with my hair that just like outgrows for quite a while. I'm trying to do like very ombre natural style, and then and then I'm kind of and I think that I don't know when was the last time I went to color my hair this year, like the last year. But I certainly waited. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do it before Christmas so I look good during the Christmas time. So, yeah. Oh, okay. This is singing carols and then running after Santa. Interesting. You see, with the whole Christmas thing, I think it's just very different across the world as well, how people celebrate that. So, oh, thank you, Sivali. Shout out to the rude one. Shum, thank you so much. And it actually doesn't even like, I was literally like, my work has gone even extended, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to get to the stream and set it up in time. Yeah, I didn't even have time to fix my face or anything. So this is my 7 a.m. face. It's 6 p.m. over here. I know it's quite late over there. So Shivami, I wanted to say hello, Vivek, that it's very different. So Americans, I think that it's out of the world the way they celebrate. It's just very different culture to ours. And I think like every nation here celebrates, I think, in a slight, it looks like it's the same, but it's actually quite different. So we don't really do Santa, for example. For us, it's Mikuláš. And Mikuláš, as in the Santa Claus, if we take in the direct translation, comes on the 6th of December. It has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. Whereas in the Anglo-Saxon world, it brings you presents on the Christmas day, and in Slovakia, Jesus gives you presents on the 24th. And yeah, some countries celebrate the 25th for the presents. So, um, but define the great work, Rude One. I would love to know a bit more specific. Um, oh, bless you, Shivam. Thank you. I feel like my hair is all over the place, but whatever. Whatever. We're embracing our authentic selves in 2025. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but how are you guys? Um, how are you guys doing? What has been happening? The Kumbh Mela is supposed to, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, is supposed to be happening somehow, sometime soon. Anyone of you on that stream going? No? No one? Anyone? Do tell. Do tell. Um, Sevali, yeah, fair enough. Totally. I think who doesn't like, on the other hand, a good celebration? Sometimes though, I wish Christmas was like you don't have a huge rush. I don't know, from at least from like a mid-December, like it starts being crazy, like real hectic crazy, because if people are coming together, you're still sorting out the presents or what have you. And then I feel like it's now this week is when it's really stopping. So literally, because you get people visiting you, and all that kind of jazz. So it's just very, yeah, it's very hectic. I was just so busy. Like you can't skip a beat. Literally, it just you go with people and engagements that you have. It's really hard. Oh, right, Shriya. Alliance from your room, Slovaks versus US. Do you know what? I've never, even though I lived in the UK for like ever, I never spent Christmas there. I think I would die if I couldn't spend Christmas with my family. That's one of my thing. Like if I ever went in a job that would not let me take Christmas off, I would resign. I love my family, and I don't think I could do that. So what I tend to used to do when I was much younger, I would, let's say, get Christmas off, and then I would come back to London around, let's say, 28th or 9th, just in time for the New Year's. And then I think it's pretty cool to do New Year's in London. So, uh, oh, you're planning to witness it from a decent distance. Okay, so is it like a lot of people together doing some sort of rituals in one place, or what's actually happening during that ceremony or gathering? Because I feel like when you're getting into, but not getting into the crowd, yeah, that would be my worry. I do live in Slovakia, work in marketing, like a software. So yeah, yeah. Hmm. Nice one. Oh, oh, it's so funny that you mentioned about being in the being chaos is our second nature. Um, I just actually watched this morning, a video about Czech people giving a review to other Czech people about India. It was quite interesting, and they were really not positive, actually, and they were mentioning the chaos a lot. Oh, how far? Holy bath in River Ganga. Okay. I've been to Ganga last year. So nice. How far has your research on India come? Well, I mean, it's a year and a half of a research. So I guess far. I feel like uh, I learn a lot, and I feel like it's impossible to actually get to know India in my lifetime. That's my conclusion that I've drawn. I feel like the culture is just so. The more I know, the more I'm realizing how we're vastly different. and how that can lead to a lot of misunderstandings and communication, and let's say collaboration. Because culture is like you're a fish in the water. You're there is this great meme that I've done actually for one of my training, and I was just trying to show people like what culture is, and then you have two fish, like young fish, going up the stream, and there's an older fish shouting at those two fishes and asking them, "Hey boys, how's the water?" And they say, "What the hell is the water anyway?" What the hell is the water? So I think that just perfectly describes um, that you don't realize your own culture unless you're out of it and how different it is. So yeah, I do find India, I think, exceptionally complex. A million of people bathing together. Wow, that's cool, Shivam. I like that. Oh, but things are okay. Things are so well organized. That's good to know. Hammersmith. Oh my gosh, you lived in Hammersmith. Just from London, like Hammersmith and City Metropolitan Line and the Circle Line. I would never want to live on these lines. Um, Hi, back to Dubai. I hope that you're finding Dubai better than Hammersmith. Well, I think that Hammersmith is not the worst of the areas, but well, Slovak president actually was not assassinated. He's well and alive. He's resolving some issues right now that come from us not having gas. So yeah, he wasn't. There was an attempt. The attempt, there is still no official report or anything of that side. So yeah, you are getting whiter. No, it's just the lighting. I'm actually quite pale, to be honest. You can see it's my natural color. You can see. It's not good. I know you guys want to be white, but over here we do want to look like you, like tanned. That's the dream. 2025 treating you so far. You know what? I really wanted this Christmas to be about my family because I'm always doing stuff. I mean, I'm with them, but I'm not with them. So this year, I was just really focusing on my family. Fascinating projects or tips. What would you like to hear? I'm hoping to start my own business within kind of life coaching stuff. I've been doing it for the last 10 years, but I've never made it like a business. I get people through referrals. So that is actually my priority. Do you want to climb Everest? No. Simple question. Yeah, Savali. Yeah, I think that India is just so complex. I know that there exists a place. It's because of you. I would have never known. The social hierarchy. Okay. Many foreigners don't like India. Well, I think it's tricky, right? The thing is, like with me, I'm a different sort of a breed or a person. Like when I go somewhere, I just absorb it for what it is. So it's just I am not trying to judge. Like for example, when I saw the whole waste management situation in India, and I had a private tour guide, and we were discussing about it. So I'm just curious, where these things come from and how that works. But it just made me think, and when I watched that video this morning, it really I see a lot of people on the channel saying like, oh, BBC propaganda, all that kind of nonsense. That's how people learn about India. I feel like it's really false. I'm sure that some information can get to you through media, but I think people really do form opinion about India through YouTube actually, and through personal people's experiences, because by now I think quite a lot of people already traveled to India, so people are just exchanging. So for example, I did not know that my good friend's friend, I know her too, been to India, I think maybe many more years back than I have. And she contracted such a bad disease that she had to have one of her ovaries removed, so it already doesn't shed like everyone you tell that story, even like even if you went to Slovakia and you say like, oh my god, I almost died in Slovakia, you tell to people, you tell this to people in your close community, and they were like, oh my god, like Slovakia perhaps doesn't look safe, all the kind of stuff. So it's a tricky one, right? But I think that India, like everyone just praises the food, and it's so funny. I've heard this many times by now, but in Slovakia, people are, first thing when they mention about India, I'm sure they understand about the food and all the kind of stuff, but they go, India equals Ayurveda. I don't know what they are feeding them because I don't like watch news or read the magazines or anything, but literally everyone I speak to, they talk about Ayurveda. Rohan, hello. I know I haven't done a live in a really long time. Oh, students for the many foreigners online in the area. There must be snow in Slovakia at this moment. No, I'm sorry to disappoint you. The snow is not a situation. I mean, we've had it maybe a couple of days ago, but it just comes and goes. It's not much. Things changed a lot in the last 30 years. It's not what it used to be. South Indian Tamil Nadu. I don't think I have an opinion on Tamil Nadu. I just know that if I'm correct, they're Darwinians, right? Of that video was interesting, but I guess for me, I tend to just absorb information and then I just absorb it. I try. I don't know how to explain that, but obviously we all have some sort of judgments or points of view, but I don't tend to form it about everything. If that makes sense, I sometimes just like this is what it is, and then maybe further down the line I do something with that. I don't know. Grooming gangs in the UK, I know nothing about it. I stopped following. I've just actually been watching videos about, and I was thinking of posting it in a community about how bad the UK has gone. And actually, it was so funny because I went for work this year, and I think that those of you that follow me on IG, you would have seen that I've been to London, and I was like, I have a different feeling, a different vibe. I felt like till I lived there, and I don't know if it was just because of me, because I lived there when I was younger. Life was amazing. There was no COVID. I enjoyed my life in London, but I felt the vibe was different. And then I discussed it with a client of mine who is actually a UK client, and she told me that I was actually right. I don't know, it didn't feel that safe. And London always felt safe to me. So, for example, I would never live in Paris. I think France is such a dangerous country. Like, I would not you. I don't know. I not even if you would pay me, I don't know, 100 millions, I could ever live there. Same with Germany. Germany is safe, but France is so dangerous. Eat most. Any favorites? Do you know what? I'm on a diet for a number of months now. What do I like to eat most? I love sweets. Can't help myself. Yeah. And you know what? I'm just now kind of spoiled, or in inverted commas, with the food. I don't know what I like to eat the most. Maybe I like Japanese cuisine the most. So I love udon soup. And for those who are vegetarians, they need to close their ears right now. I love prawn tempura. Guys, please don't kill us. What is European? You won't believe how big yoga is. I would 100% know what is that. How is the Russian war affecting Slovakia? The Russian war. Hang on. I can't see. I'm still learning the software. Right now, really badly, in a sense that Zelensky wants to stop all kind of gas to Slovakia, from which we make 500 million, I guess, a year, that goes to, your profits part as a nation. And literally today, our prime minister, I was watching a press conference he had right after he talked to the European Union about that if he turns off the taps and doesn't extend the contract with Russia, it's basically what's kind of looks like that Europe is going to pay around 45 or 50 euros per mega, like the kilowatt hour, something the watt hour, versus America is charging 7 or 10. So they're saying like this is going to mean that everything is going to get crazy expensive in here and the competitiveness is going to go down. So this is right now how the war is affecting Slovakia. We do have a gas for us as a country, but that gas that they're trying to talk about is a gas for the industry and stuff. I love coaching business. That's fascinating. With the new business too. Amazing. Books. I love books. Oh my God, Shivan, I love that. I love that. At one point in time, I had a dream like that as well. So let me know when you get started. Rishaba, hi. I don't know when I'm coming back to India. That's undetermined. This year I have, I guess, different priorities. I'm still kind of finalizing my goals. But I'm not foreseeing actually any holidays for me this year. I am not a digital marketer. I am very far from digital marketer. I come from advertising. I used to work in TV commercial production. I've produced commercials for all over the world, including India, for most of my career. And but I've done coaching certification over 10 years ago at this point, and that's actually my true passion. What could what? How has inflation been in Slovak after Russia? Oh, so I talked about, I think now briefly about inflation. It's not great right now because they've increased our VAT from 20 to 23%. They've done some adjustment and some sort of basic foods like a piece of bread is going to be cheaper. But quite frankly, when I've just taken out leaflets of the grocery stores, I don't see any price changes, although although I tend to buy like an Oral-B. I don't know if you have that brand over there. Oral-B dental floss. And it used to be back in the day, like back in the day in the UK, £1.35, then it was around £2. And today I went to buy it as I ran out here, and it was €3 35p. And I'm thinking that's or cents. It's crazy. Indian marriage app. I don't know anything about, but you know what? I used to watch the Netflix show on Indian matchmaking. That was a lot of fun. Sending a lot of love to Gujarat, Mats. Blessing to know that all citizens are being treated genuinely good. New business, that's great. Also, to start a business of building drones. Wow, that's admirable. That takes a lot of effort and a lot of money. Metro in London was Metropolitan. Oh my God, I really do not like Metropolitan, right? I used to live, Nilesh, in Wilson Green, and the Metropolitan line was always so packed when I needed to change at Finchley, when I needed to go to Central. Baker Street, your favorite station? No, you know what? My number one most hated station is Victoria, for sure. Then I really do not like Camden, and then Baker Street. A different world. We have different priorities. I never liked Baker Street. I don't know any Slovak dish that is close to any Indian dish, I'm afraid. I think that I bought some sweets from India, and they were like a fudge ones. So they are very similar, like the fudge we get here. So maybe I did eat too much and it's sick. I do not watch Bollywood movies, and it's so funny. I do have a good friend of mine, and she's Russian, and we're just talking about like Russia India relationships and stuff. And I was like, I sure that like young, I guess people in Russia don't really care about anything else, but like it's a young person, you just want to survive, you want to go to a club, you want to drink, do other things that are not caring about like what is your relationship with Russia. And she says that, what, I can't comment on that because I don't know young people, like it was just people my age. And she said that actually Russians were really grown up on Bollywood movies. And I told her, like, until I actually started this channel, or maybe a year or two before, I thought that and then I don't mean it in an offensive way, but I thought that the Bollywood was a joke. I thought it was just like a joke. Someone told me, oh, there is a Bollywood. I'm like, haha, like, what is that? And she said that they were watching Bollywood movies and Indian movies a lot. So there is a great connection. And in fact, I was reading a book. Gosh, it's the origins of Slavic languages, and it's actually really a strong genealogical DNA research, and it says that lexicology of Sanskrit and Russian language overlaps over, I think, 56% or something like that. Shivam, yeah. It's a tricky one. I think that I think I don't think people coming to India understands India. I think that's to start with. I think that, like, as I'm doing that really with my channel, I'm deeply realizing how vastly different we are, and I would like to think that we're all like very similar, across the world, but it's not true. Hello, Deep Dash. The purpose in India only consists now only in the refrigerator. You know what? I would much prefer summer, but like a winter when it's actually really nice and snowy, it's pretty. But these days, and at least for the last 10, 15 years, snow is rather rare. And today it was actually quite warm, around 8 degrees. And if you really want snow, you have to go to the mountains. What's my most favorite thing about Slovakia? Do you know what, Savali? For me, it's the fact that we're still alive as a country. That we gone through. I know that obviously you guys have gone through a lot in your history, to which like Slovakia is similar. But we are a very small country, obviously, and basically we've kind of been through genocide for 1,000 years with Hungarians, who almost eradicated us. And surprise, surprise, science is proving that Hungarians are they have the DNA of Slavic people, so they're Slavs. And and I'm proud. That's my most favorite thing, that the people somehow over the 1,000 years that we've been under a rule got to, that they survived. That, like, I think Slovak people are very, very good at surviving somehow. And what really pissed me off, just maybe an hour before this live, apparently someone from Hungary was saying Slovakia, because they think that Slovakia is Hungary, which is not. Like, I mean, I can't even talk about the history, because how much harm they've done to us is like you guys and the English, or the the other community. And they're just still like trying to claim Slovakia to be part of Hungary. It's insanity. You can't believe it, even if you see it. I don't like a lot of things in India when it comes to pollution, dirty basement, so I can understand how it would be for in India. C++, yeah, it is just obviously it's culture. I think what they were really pointing out in that video was like they don't get how people just throw away garbage just like that there is no accountability, and that's what I've noticed as well. But these were guys that were traveling in India for more than a number of months. And they're pointing out the differences. They really like the mountain areas, like the Himalayas and stuff. They said there was obviously the cultures within India are so different. They were saying like how hard it is to judge India, because judge or have a perspective on, since nations are so different over there, and you have, like one nation in northeast is very different to, let's say, Kerala, etc. So yeah. Jesa Deepagi, yes, yes, because I'm living in. Oh, shout out, Bargo, to Warsaw. Where about in Warsaw do you live? I used to live in, I don't know where. Where did I live? Tell me where you live. I used to work in Mordor, by the way, Bhagav. So tell me where you live in Poland, in Warsaw. Oh, due to weather, because yeah. The one thing I actually really don't like Warsaw, but one thing that I like about Warsaw is that it's quite green. Is the sentiment towards Russia versus Ukraine and Slovakia? Hard to tell. I don't really watch the news. I think that we are pro peace. We just want the war to end, and we think that we are very firm on the fact that, and the government is very firm on the fact that Russia started the war. But we also acknowledge that there are circumstances to it, but they breach international law, and we want the war to end. I think what I know, it looks like there has been, by the way, you guys, listen to this. It looks like Trump is coming to Slovakia. It looks like there might be a conference in Slovakia around the peace thing with the. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's an interesting thing I can share. Prakash, do you know what? When it comes to this, like I see many people are asking me this like throughout the year, but whenever I do stuff like that, no one really cares, and it's and I simply don't have time. You can Google a lot of videos about Slovakia, but I feel like people are just saying that for the sake of saying that, and don't understanding that one video like that takes hours and hours and hours, and I'm not I can't edit. So it's just not something that I would actually do. Yeah, so what is the life coaching that I talked about before? So so as a life coach, what is the best way? So, when I came to learn about life coaching, it was many years ago, and I was reading it was actually a very strong, like a coincidence, I guess. I had some magazine back from home, and I was reading on a person, and it was about football. I don't even care about football, but in that article, the guy was saying that every person that achieves something in their life, and they've been successful, they have their coach, like a life coach, or so basically, the life coaching is to help you get from A to B time. Like perhaps you could do it by yourself, but imagine that you have a dilemma or something stopping you, and you spend on the same thing that, let's say, you're not confident in, whatever, 10 years. And with a coach, at least my results are you can get it done in 4 sessions. So that is the value. People don't really understand what coaching is because it's a very powerful conversation that helps you reflect and move forward in your life faster. I think the best is to experience it to get the real benefits. Spice Villa, what news should I have heard? No, Makuba. Place in the Grand Diva. Yeah. We've discussed it, Rijab. Oh, gee, thank you. Shout out to South Africa. Hope all's well. Do you think there's growing resentment towards brown and black immigrants in Europe? We're already seeing Americans talking about. We are always. I'm talking against India. So honestly, if I'm blatantly honest with you guys, the whole racism, I think it's like the resentment and stuff, it's BS. Okay, I'm not saying it does not exist, but I feel like certain narratives are just pushed they're just pushed. I guess for the news. Yes, you will always have. Like I have a really good friend of mine. She's white and she lives in Singapore. Of course, people are being racist against her. Like racism is everywhere. And but I don't think that people. I think I don't think that people care. I don't think that people care actually. They care about being safe. And if, let's say, a political party is saying that this is the type of people and they're causing pain, then there perhaps will be animosity in certain groups of society. But when there is a resentment against particular group, I don't think it's a reality. I think it's just racism is not knowledge of a different people. Like like when you've never seen, let's say, I come from a fully white region, but you never seen ever a black person. So it's a natural human instinct to be cautious, suspicion of something that's new. I think that people overthink that question a bit too much, to be honest. Slovakia should promote tourism. And you can play a key role in that. That would be nice. Hi, Draving. Shout out. How are you? Say hi. Tell me how you're doing. Spice Villa, what is the news? I actually don't know how they match. I don't think it was in that Netflix show, that it was actually by birth details. Interesting. Hi, Dashwad. Please, have you heard the news? I don't know what news was I supposed to say today. Slovakia has no shit. Spice Villa, no shit. Where? Please send me the link. Oh my god. Oh, and today our prime minister was very kind of like, the only person that's profiteering of the gas crisis here is the US. I can't believe he just said that. Come to Dubai. Nilesh, you know what? I actually do have a client. Funnily enough, I do have a client in Dubai. And I just got a new client there. And I was thinking of trying to make a case to my company to send me there. And actually, one of my previous colleagues from like a number of years ago, we were recently chatting and she's moving to Dubai. So I was thinking, maybe I should just somehow go and, like do like an extended trip. So they pay for the flight and I just book maybe 2 nights extra. So yeah, it might happen. It might happen. I don't know what the New World Order map is. Tomorrow, Annette and Ansh, I'm wishing you all the best in your English exam tomorrow. Rudia, yes, my hair has got a cut and a lot of color. I'm actually naturally like blonde, so I was born blonde and all of that stuff. But when I was 17, my hair started to go dark, and this is when I started to highlight. And I was like, I always wanted to be blonde. I didn't want to be anything else. Akash, I'm good. How are you doing? Yeah, India is blessed by nature. Nature, that they need to keep it beautiful. That's actually exactly what people in the video that I saw today were talking about, by the way. They were saying like people like don't appreciate the beautiful nature that they have. Is it real? I can be some international law were also violated. Recently I was in Microsoft team meeting and there were Slovak data analysts as well. Oh, we actually have, I think, good data analysts. Yeah, in my company we do have data analysts and they're brilliant. They're actually nice people and they're exceptionally clever. When I just go there and I need to do something for like get some stuff from them, you smile nice and they explain everything to you. Um, thank you, CCF. You know what? Actually, Slovakia, for me, it's a very tricky country to live in because my skill set is really London based, but it's a very tech. I think that the main cables for the internet, I think in the whole Europe, if not maybe Central Europe, maybe Europe, I don't remember exactly now, go like they're really running under, I think, Bratislava. I was told that by one of the developer that I met in one of my jobs. Oh, you're in Riveron, that came from the river to okay, so Paragao, I used to live up north. After Riveron, no. I used to live up north, with like I know that it was a line from where the Mordor is, and I was taking like a nice tram, and then there was not so nice tram. Um, so because in Warsaw, I love to go to the north of the river. When there is this place where people hang out and there are the beach bars and stuff. I used to go there all the time. I love that one. That's or Laženki, the bathrooms. That was really nice. That park. Uh, Aditya, sending back love. Hello, Nature Lover, and thank you for 35K. I don't know what's his statement on Greenland. Ta ta ta. We're not using Startling. You like some history for me. You will be my next guest, and they're on Trum Interlines. Ah! Okay, Adilio, I'll let you know if I'm going there. I'm planning to somehow drop that in for my company because right now, actually, that particular client came and they want a different product. And it came to me, so I'm not in like a sales role, but I can forward it to salesperson and I can say like, dude, they're doing more business with us. I want to go. Also come from Poles, literally Polish people who don't think any different. Polish people are actually, from my experience, very racist, actually. I was so shocked. Because when I lived there, maybe like 6 or so years ago, what shocked me about Polish was they were racist to other Slavic nations, like literally to Serbs and Croatians. And I was like, wow. But whenever you see people that are being racist, to me, it's always the more uneducated people, to be honest. So, but I was shocked. I was shocked, but yeah, like how I was in, where it was. There is this kind of, oh gosh, now I don't remember anything about Warsaw anymore. But there is this place, like a market. It's kind of like made of bricks. It's a really nice, like with lots of different restaurants. And there, I used to go, and I saw people being racist to Bosnians and Croatians. So, I would love to experience that. I would love to, but yeah, I'm not in India. Going to be online. Yeah, so the way Shivama usually do live coaching is that I do one-to-ones, and it's online, offline. Obviously, you would have to like be in person. I actually don't think personally it's necessary. I don't. I mean, I've coached a lot of people in my, like a face-to-face prior COVID, but I don't think it's completely necessary. And I'm actually going to be doing. I don't know if you've heard about NLP, neuro linguistic programming. I'm doing that certification as well to fill in because then you have a life coaching certification, but there is like lots of tools for NLP that you can use within your coaching. So I'm actually going to be working on this year. Hi, hello. Where are your subscribers mostly from? India. India, mostly from India. Literally. I have not read any. Well, I've started to read the Gita, and yeah, but I have had to put it away and come back to it. Actually, I just finished. I know it's not in the scripture, but just finished finally. Since I came from India in June, it was December. I finished Inner Engineering by Sadhguru. Oh my God. Oh, Trump. Oh, I don't think it will ever happen. I saw something about Greenland the other day. I was like, nah, they are way too important. Is why they want to buy them. They're I think strategically for wars and stuff like that. It's very important there. It's like 30,000 people. It's funded by government money. On the same term is but the ownership control is an absolute necessity. Well, I don't think he. I think from what I've seen from Greenland people's statements, the only way that happens is by force, and I don't think he wants to do that. Oh, by the way, you guys, how about ISRO SpaceX mission? What do you think of that? Well, as I'm reading the comments, let me know. I did not that poll. What do you think about the recent Britain controversy? I don't. I really don't know about that controversy. I'm afraid. Howdy, howdy. Oh, that is so cute, Lavendar. That's very sweet of you. It's much appreciated. Counting finance skills, but I'm able to write Polish. Oh wow, you are. That's cool. They were uneducated. They were laughing. Yeah, that's usually what because there is still a lot of I don't want to say uneducated. I don't think that we have like a literacy problem here, but it's just a small-mindedness of people. And I think it's natural, I take life as it is. Many people like to judge it. I like to take it as it is. I find, I mean, if you watch my videos, I find all is God, good or bad, and you have to roll with the punches. We are in this reality. We're here to work on ourselves, I guess, for you guys achieve moksha, or make sure that we reunite with source once we leave this planet. And I'm sure that the mission you get when you incarnate is not the one to be famous YouTuber, let's say, or a singer or whatever, but it's like, can you be kinder? It's just totally different. Like the whole world is twisted these days, I feel like. Hello, newly joined X, Y, and Z. Hi, shout out. Yeah, Polish people are very racist in Goa. Oh wow, gosh, I cannot then pre-post this video. We can't say bad things about people. I was with Russian wife and her family. People were very racist about it very much. I'm really sorry that you had to experience that. As I mentioned, I've seen it live. Obviously not all the same. I have one of my best friends is Polish. She's amazing. She's like me. Need a bit more adventurous version. I'm a bit more calm. But there are I've met so many lovely Polish people, but then there is this in every society you have them. What's the best way to describe it? Lower income people, and there is only certain knowledge, or they speak in a certain way, and you're not proud of that. So I guess that's what it is. You're a sales officer. Okay, hang on. Yeah. This says so we provide all services related to that. I see. Okay, interesting. I hope you like it, Nilesh. Sounds fun. Oh, CCF. Yes. So the mystery was successful. Did you guys watch that? Was it actually somewhere live that you were able to see it? Dictating will only get worse. What do you think? It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one with him. Many people think that it will worsen. I think he wants to. My uneducated opinion is he wants to pull out of NATO. I feel like let him. Let Europe handle Europe. But then when you want to pull out of Europe, take everything together with your bases. This will fuck up. Excuse my French. This will fuck up the entire Europe because we obviously don't have the military capacity to do that. But like, either you want to have influence in this part of the world, or you don't. Decide. This is what I think. And I think that very soon, as he starts, he will realize that he cannot do that for his own benefit, sadly, because he wants to be powerful. So, namaste, Mohit. Sir just got a new chairman. Oh, right. Okay, so there's a new era for Istro. Do you guys think it's a good move, or what's happening there? You're feeling good? No, Paul. There's no future plans to come to Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm not really a social media person, to be honest. I don't like social media. Ram, Pami, Rohan, it's tricky situation right now. This is difficult, and they will soon go for third attempt at docking. Okay, interesting. Well, but I felt like the mission, Rohan, was still successful, correct? Hi, I'm from Bangladesh. Oh, saying best wishes to Bangladesh. Hello, an example to watch your videos. Today's watching after many days. Thank you, no worries, Ash. Any positive of hello, South Asian negatives from Pakistan. Any positive, I can imagine that the certain things are annoying, but I feel like a lot of people. I don't know. I just feel like we should all focus first on ourselves and bettering ourselves. And I know that these things can get annoying, but I think it's just about making your personal impact. Like once you light your candle, many different candles will be lit. I don't know if Greenland should become the 51 state should be given the American name. This is hilarious. I feel like everywhere is now. It's just everything. Like I said it. I said a million times before. I don't know if I said it on this channel. I think that you are witnessing the fall of the Western world. To me, I compare it with the Roman Empire. Like it reached its peak, and now it's starting to go down. I think this is where we are. We never have Asia because they are from Krakow. Oh, I love Krakow, Bahargal. So, speaking English, so they understand. Well, it is amazing. They're pouring popularity. Parties are gaining. CC Plus, I don't really watch that. Actually, it's scary. The AFD, they're actually really Nazis there. That is the scary part. But the problem is people really don't like the migration, and none of the governments feels like, for the most part, are being like people are being represented. So this is the natural evolution. Some people saying that now even the country can be sold on Amazon and everything. Yeah. But you guys, I do have a question for you actually. Please do spam the comments. Like, what do you, what would you like me to do with the channel? Like, I've been thinking about it for half a year, and you guys know that I really don't like political content, and that's kind of what everyone seems to just care about. And yeah, and I'm not too sure what to actually how to move forward. So any suggestions, like what could be interesting, engaging for you to do, for me to do or see, that would be great to know. So please feel free to share in the comments. Things for European monster will again wake up. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, Yesterday I had the thought. I really did not believe that the European Union is going to fall apart. But with the situations that I'm observing right now, and the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like following this always, but I'm just intuitively sensing it. And I know that when I'm doing that, it usually is true. I feel like actually the European Union is going to fall apart. I actually, today I said to myself, I did not see it coming, but I'm starting to see it coming. Warn the US not to even dare to attack Greenland. I mean, what can Germany and France do? They don't have the power the US has. It's laughable. It's laughable, I can tell you this one. I sent a picture of Earth with a nice ciao. Take care, all the best for thank you, Rohan. Hey, Malaysia, India here. Hi, Shri Shri, saying hi to Malaysia. Oh, thanks. I already ruined that, by the way. It wasn't perhaps that expensive in my head. Because I only want to use it for, like, I really don't like that much technology around me. I really only wanted to use it to see the steps, and I didn't even need to get the watch that expensive, but whatever. Podcast. What about it? I want India, Slovakia education. Do you know what, future, that Slovak foreign prime minister never got back to me in my email, but the thing is, like, my email bounced and I forwarded. I should perhaps really follow up on that. You know what? We are Slovakia, you guys, whoever young people are listening. If you want to move out of India, Slovakia is a good option for sure. Education, the thing is, like, I know that I guess the two professions that you can ever have in India is engineering and being a doctor, but Slovakia is in a deep need of doctors. So for all those medical students out there, if you can, and I know for many years, many years, they have a program for, like, lots of Arabic people actually study medicine in Slovakia. From Yeah, and yeah, so you can, and you'll have a good job. Starting salary net, I think GP is around for 2,500, I think, net, or 3,000. And then the best, I know that apparently dentist is not a thing in India. It's looked down upon. This is like the best job you can have. You'll be so rich, you have zero idea. It's insanity. Oh, thank you, Arun. Thanks for the support. I think European women have such a clear skin. Many people. I've, I don't know. I don't think it's that. I think it's genetics. I don't think it's because of the water. Um, I don't know. I think it's genetics. But because, if you look at, so Slovak women are very pretty. Polish women are very pretty. I think that Hungarians are so-so. I think they're very average-looking nation. But when you go to, so when you're in Slovakia, you have very many pretty Slovak ladies, but not so many good-looking Slovak men. When you go to England, you have not so many good-looking women, but very many good-looking English men. So I think it's just a nation and genetics. Please discuss about European culture blended with India. You know what? I thought that I'm just going to use the book that I've read now. Actually, I've just finished it yesterday, and there was a lot of like a Slavic connections, and it completely debunked the whole Indo-European culture, and basically talks about Aryanism and stuff like that. And yeah, there were civilization prior the Indian one, obviously. And yeah, he's basically talking about the fact that first there were Aryas. They separated in three different kind of, because it's about the hologroups, the genealogical DNA, and the part went to India. So they are right now, because the R1A is present in Brahmins, part went to Russia and part went to these parts of the world that I live in, and then part went to also Iran. So this makes sense from the kind of language perspective as well. Uh, can survive population decline. It's true. It's true. I don't think so. And you know what? Like it's sad to see that really no one here is thinking about family life. No one. Literally, people don't want to have kids. All the young people want to do is travel. Everyone wants to have everything just easy. I this is not how you actually become a good person or like evolve yourself on a personal level. No one wants to have kids. It's very difficult and very expensive. You have no support from the government. Yeah. Nilesh, honestly, I left London. I left to go to Warsaw, and then I came back and I left with COVID. So I was there during those years. And exactly to see the downfalls. And if you just look at the videos of people on YouTube about like people are trying to leave the UK, honestly, for the longest time, even perhaps in 2015, you would remember like you go to Pret and you get your or like you're at a Luton airport, like I tend to take, and you get a Pret bottle for like a £1 water bottle, just water, £1.20, whatever. It has increased. Then it was £2 for the longest time. Guess what? Last year, £3. I was like, what is happened? What has happened? I haven't been in London for a year, and I don't know. Honestly, imagine Pret a Manger is now subscription level. I'm like, what? But they still have Leon. I love Leon. You should in your country about India, Indian culture, Hinduism. Okay, interesting. Your genre is unique. Stick to it, although add a bit of spice, occasionally stand up or something like food blogs. Yeah, so for me, for the channel, like I really, as I said, I really don't want to do politics, and but no one watches anything else. That's the sad part, because I kind of want to do more videos on culture. From I never ended, transfer itself into every century, first Roman, then Holy Roman. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But it ended though, like transformed. Every ending is a transformation as well. You can say the death is an ending or transformation. Do you know what I mean? And found in a European country before moving out of it. Further, is divided. And Arun, Europe is divided on everything. The problem is that no one absolutely gets. I don't think Indians get, but I don't think Americans get as well, because Americans are their also own sort. Europe is not one country. They're very culturally different people. This is why I hate generalizations about Europe. I know that you have a culture, you have your own arguments. This is why I created a separate video on that. But I don't think Indians get it, nor Americans get it, that we're very different cultures put together, and this project could never work, ever. It might not be that expensive, but after it's a price. Thank you, Kalishan. Is there a population collapse problem? Yes, there is. Yeah, sadly, it's not like that bad, but it's not good. It's not good. It's like a river, no one can stop. Yeah, but no one. It's I think that we're too stuck by, I don't know, history, things that have happened. But at the end of the day, it's just a natural kind of flow of things, if you like. From Gandhi to Ashoka, very near. Very committed, fighting over mixture of. Honestly, bring it on. I'm not a fan. Like, I try to look at people from a holistic point of view. Like, no one is entirely good or entirely bad. There's certainly some very good things that he has also said, but some it's outrageous, just outrageous. Oh, future, thanks for the super chat. National and international politics. Now I total peace of mind. Preach, preach, everyone. This future, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why I don't want to discuss politics. I don't care about it because all you have to care about is the peace of mind. Because why? Let's say talk about is why. Because if I'm in a negative mindset, I give up, and it's like negative energy is like a positive energy, right? Like when you have a candle, and it's like whatever you focus on grows, right? So more negativity grows. You are instilling negativity in other people, then the whole society becomes negative. What is the point in that? I don't understand. I don't understand people. I don't understand why people do not think. It's not that hard. At a bottom level, it's really not that hard. Spice Villa. Will it work? You know what? There is a video of a girl that married a Slav. I watched that. And by the way, she talks a lot about racism within Indian society. There was an interview. She married an Indian guy, and clearly she said that he's the best, and they work. It depends. I think it's just not about. I think compatibility-wise, I think that they're very family orientated. I think that maybe family orientation in India is on a whole different level. Like when I understand that people like to mingle within people's affairs, we don't do that anymore as much. But people like in villages, or they're not that like maybe more low income, they care more about the family, because the thing is, like, when you don't have that much money, you care about knowing about people, what someone can do for you. It's not necessarily in a bad way. You try to help each other out, and that's kind of how you keep things going. When you have more money and when you are self-sufficient, you don't really care that much. But it could work. I don't see why not. What do you think? Should we do anything good, better future now? The world is changing so much. Shri, you know what I said to our foreign prime minister? I said that there was a video of me, and not like saying it directly, like me recorded, but I've done a video about. I actually do think that Slovakia should orient themselves on India. I really do. Like, based on me just going for like 2 weeks to India, I feel like like India is really the future. For me, I think that the only thing that will save this world, if people will go back to spirituality and being good people, and they start valuing family and investing into really good family life and education. I'll tell you why. I was having a conversation about this the other day, because I really don't know anything about like Indian men per se, but in the West you have a crisis of masculinity, and what that means is really because of the push of the feminism. There is, I think that men over here are feeling really lost. And if you maybe want to read about that, there is a book by Louise Howe's, Mask of Masculinity. And I feel like the roles are shifting and everything is like kind of vice versa. And I think until we figure out that there is no competition between men and women, and that they're just like two pieces of a puzzle that they're supposed to fit together instead of working against each other, that's already a good start. Because then when you get people to actually appreciate each other for different things and do not put like monetary value behind that, then I think it's a good start. And then the next thing is to bring up a family. Then, like, when you have a woman that's truly nourished by a guy, and that means she feels secure, she feels like she's provided for, that she can voice her opinion, then you can have a nice family when you can have children who grow up in a good environment, that it's like perhaps not stressed out. I'm talking ideal situation right now. And I always say that the quality of a man is a responsibility of a mother to me, right? but also like a father figure there. But but woman should teach a man how to treat a woman. So mother should treat a young boy how to treat a woman, and that, I think, is kind of a vicious circle. So I think once we have that, and we realize, and we start to be more interested in developing ourselves, healing our internal wounds, being kinder, which means personal growth and personal development. This is why I do life coaching. And I think that's where we can start growing. I think making babies, making good quality people is what actually is at heart. Maybe that's not what you wanted to hear, but I see it as being the only way. I don't think it's going to happen at the same time. Shreya, we don't want any political videos. Your spiritual are the best. Thank you. It's very hard to say, but there was much people that, yeah, just, I take everything, but, like, I think, there's no point on, like, it's important to understand the causes, so we can move forward in life, but dwelling on things, I don't think is helpful. It is not about genetics, about what you eat, what you breathe, workout. Personally, I don't believe that. I simply, like, I think that's a part, but the way you look, it's your genome, right? Like, it's like how you are able to create a baby type of situation. But yeah, I'm sure a lot is about the workout, personal hygiene, and skincare, for sure. But I think that are the contributing factors. But I think that the key factors is your genome. That's my personal opinion. To explore is great that you desire to learn about India. Thank you, Sissy. Yeah, good night, entertainment. Hi, cultural view. Is Slovakia like Arira, or is it illegal? No, we are against illegal immigration. I think every European country is against illegal immigration. I assume also like mentally not good, especially economic down. I assume also West people. It's shit. I'm not gonna lie, it's shit. Um, I guess depending, Praveen, on who you ask and about what topic. Um, I can look into Ankin Shah again, just not too sure what will be the topic. Let me know what you would like to hear about. You might someone different together into one. This is the first time in history are in the same country, all very different. I'll tell you, all very different. I don't know. The problem with that, Shushi, is the fact that you have one constitution, and you have like kind of like one. I know that there's different cultures, but there are certain key principles, like maybe even the Sanskrit and stuff like that. Hinduism, like it's just the philosophy that is bound. And it's kind of, I think that you have R10 or R1A. The DNA group is in North India, and then you have a different Dravidian in the south, different culture. But it's just, I think that the deeply cultural, it's way, I think, even when we're thinking of genetics, is way greater. Like, you have Anglo-Saxons, you have like this kind of Frenchy people, and then you have a lot of Slavic people, right? Like, it's just so vastly, I don't know, maybe, you guys are also that incredibly different, but there is no such a thing that we look up to one constitution of European Union. There apparently is, but if you ask anyone in Europe, no one knows what it is, no one cares what it is, because first and foremost, I'm from Slovakia, first and foremost, I'm from France. No one gives a shit about anyone in Slovakia from France or Spain. Slovakia would, it is just, it's incredibly different, and people do not care. Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Shang. It's much appreciated. Praveen, you wanted me to speak your name. I have to start with few cancers, like for the it's almost taking away sovereignty. It's what is good about us, what it should be like and should continue like free movement of people and free trade, and it shouldn't interfere with. Right now, what European Union wants is like literally to create a European superstate where everything is. That's kind of what our prime minister said today after talking about our crisis about gas, and I thought that this was a joke, but the way he spoke about it, it felt like I thought this was a joke, but there are actually some people that really believe that it should be one superstate and everything should be shared. You can't make this shit up even if you tried, honestly. Uh, I work for the German auto giant in India, and my German colleagues live in so many holidays. But Germans are, they have money. Germans do have money, and they have so many holidays. They have 35 days of holidays. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of German people. I think they're very rigid. You couldn't pay me any money to live there, personally. But yeah, they are very much like, I work till 9 to 5, and they will just not work. Whereas in the UK, the slave driver it is, you work fucking 24/7. But people always think that, English people bad, whatever. But in my experience, they fucking worked hard. They worked even sometimes more than me, and I worked almost till I kind of collapsed. So it's not, but Germans, yeah, they do. Did you believe, frankly, European culture and traditions originate from India? No, I don't believe anything is originated from India from that point of view. After I just read a book about the origins based on genealogy. Actually, based on that book, the author, based on his research, claims that there was an Aryan race, and out of that there were 3 different parts. Which one went to India, the other to Russia. I mentioned that earlier in the video. Another came to this part. So this is how all got connected in the end. Hard time coming here, so take Namaskar. I want to work and live in Europe because of good salaries and great. Living in India is like a hard mode. I see. I mean, I think that if you apply for visa, I think you can get in. I think like you said you're an engineer, you can easily do that. Hi, Gone. But you know what? C++, the Aero City in Delhi, and I only stayed there just to, get home. It felt like you were in Europe. Well, totally. I was so impressed. And I felt like I didn't really visit Delhi, but it felt like as I was going there, the palm trees, the roundabouts, it looked amazing. I kind of regret it. Everyone's saying like, don't go there, blah blah blah. I kind of regret that I haven't actually stopped and like spent actually a day exploring. And it's a sense of the person of slaves in your society are made up of their bodies. Yeah, I do agree with that. The Western Europe. This is why when they dictate, the thing is, like, we know that in our part of the Europe, and yeah, that it's based on slavery and everything, all that they have, and this is why they're great, and this is why like UK is now falling apart, and France is becoming as well. I feel like because they exploited things, and we say I'll say it in Slovak so you guys maybe get the rhyme. We say karma is dharma, which means that the karma is for free. But in Slovakia, in Slovak language, it rhymes. Geshan, put a topic on dorm. Okay, majority of India are the part of female touch and feeling of love and being around women. That's why when a girl gets a chance with Indian women, they usually marry and have kids. Interesting. I know that your society, when it comes to dating and stuff like that, it's crazy. So I tell you a story from a friend of mine. When I went to India, basically here, when you're out with your friends, you're being silly, and sometimes, you just slap someone on their ass. And when I did that, it was like, oh, this is like a huge, like, thing in India, apparently, that you are almost like a criminal. I'm like, this is just fun and jokes. And now you see how cultures are very different. And, I would think nothing of it. And in India, it's the biggest criminal offense. I was just saying it's like a innocent fun, but it's very different cultures. Namaste, Ramu. Explaining yin and yang of the world life. Yeah, exactly, exactly. This is exactly what I'll talk about. Like you understand that one adds value here, one adds value there, and no one should feel superior over any other because you have to work together to accomplish something. I got that wrong. What do you mean? Goes towards wrong direction. You check off Indian Americans familiar. They're familiar and they live in America and they have the same family. I'm not too sure what the point is. Please do elaborate. All is better system and family-oriented life because people said about inequality, but there's how we're going down. If you want is outside. Yeah, at least, Bhaga, you see, like the Western society is all about the money. It's all about the money, right? And now, as a woman, you're expected to be in here like a Wonder Woman. You're supposed to be like a partner in a law firm, plus have 10 kids and still look on point and then always have your shit together. And it's not, it's women have turned themselves into men just to be like independent. It's a trick one. It's really a trick one. Reaction, thank you. Feminism was good when it talked about equal rights. Exactly, exactly. Equal wage. Preach. Yes. Yes. Preach, 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 preach. And you know what? I actually watched like two lesbian women talking about that from America, and they were like, whatever is happening now, this is not what we wanted. This is not what we were fighting for. And they're like, if we had known, perhaps we wouldn't have, you know. I mean, life is a tragedy. No, life is what you make it, my friend. Life is what you make it. Whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on tragedy, you get a lot of tragedy. But the thing is, I don't know how spiritual you are. I think that if everything is just hunky dory and rainbows and cotton candy and ponies, you will not become the best version of who you can be. It's just the ways how you look at it, the way you look at it, things look back at you. If you change the way you look at things, things change. My mom warned me about beating up us for not taking care of two little kids. Thank you. In India, rich people are more family oriented. Okay, for me, life is a trend. Da, da, da. Good chance, a good teacher. Anything else about what you'd guys like to see, or maybe how would you want the channel? Because I was thinking maybe I should just completely shift the channel to try and see if I could do podcast full time. Question not face mark. Unfortunately, our genes were destroyed by British invaders. Yeah. I don't know if you can actually really destroy genes, but yeah, you can. Based on the book, you can. You can eradicate it, but not completely. Yeah, I think that Shri Shri. I'm sure that if I'm, let's say, living for a long time in let's say India, I would see things about Europeans that I wouldn't have seen before. But like, how do you want us to look at, like, for example, Slovaks? How do you want me to look at? I know about what France did, what Portugal did, Spain did, the UK did. I know their history, right? Like we were the only nation in the world that really never led any wars or tried to colonize anyone. And then you have all these colonizers. Like, how do you even go about it? You know what I mean? This is why it's just so hard to fathom. It's a good idea behind the whole trade thing, as I said, and free movement, but outside of that, no, people are not happy. I don't think in any country these days people are happy, actually. Hi, Deepak. You can buy gas from. I know, I know. Everyone here knows that, and everyone's talking about it. I love that. I think it's a really valid description. I mean, French sounds so nonchalant, really sexy, really cool. Germans, not so much. Oh, there is Aryan race. There is. Based on the book that I've written, and it was written, the book that I read just now. Um, and it's based on the genealogy. It's actually based on the DNA. So yeah, the West Europe controlled by Germany and East controlled by Russia. I don't think that I really don't think that's true. Simply because I know people in the government, and I know that even the current government was told by the U.S. number of political terms before that they have to form. Like literally, they got a call from the U.S. saying like you have to form a government with this and this one, and it came from the U.S. So don't believe anything that nothing is controlled by Russia. I don't believe that for a second. Oh, well, I mean, Trump should have some relationship to Central Europe since his longest wife, Ivanka, is from Czech Republic. Do you know what I mean? There used to be a Czechoslovakia once. His kids, like the older ones, not the barren one, they all apparently speak Czech as well. So he should have some sort of a relationship to here. Because they have no proof, so they change invasion, migration. They have proof. No, there is. Literally there is the genealogy stuff. And it's not invasion, but it's about like if you read the book, you would understand. It's way more complex. Actually, it was really heavy book, very scientific. Hey, lazy boy, shout out to you. I'm doing great. How are yourself? People are waiting. Oh my gosh. Our Western has its issues, but we are cutting edge in creating new laws for equity. Yeah, I don't know if we are. I think that the whole DIY is, I don't know. I am, yeah, not. I honestly, based on what I read, this has absolutely nothing to do with this is just pure genealogy, like the DNA stuff. So I really, I mean, I would wish you read the book. Thank you, Anil. White men hating on Western women and moving to Asian countries like Philippines to find rights. Yeah, you know what I've heard from American men that apparently, let's say American women are too entitled and whatever. So they, so I'm sure that a lot of people are doing that, but I think it's also for the men in the West that cannot get a woman that they would like, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's usually not very good looking men that actually do that. And then any woman in Asia will be they will be super excited about the fact that she can have a European man. I think that's just I think this is actually what it is about. Anil, thank you so much for being the initial subscriber and still with me until now. And resisting change would also say this. Heard of so you guys, I think I'll have to finish up. My mom's literally so annoying and so rude. She just came in, she opened the door in my room, and she's standing here, and she's like, "Can you please come and help me?" So I think that we've been online for a while, and I'll just try to thank you, Akshay, and try to maybe do more of lives. I don't know what you guys think, but feel free to make any suggestions. And yeah, I'd love to go through all the comments, but thank you guys again. Thank you so much for being with me for so long, for all the support. This has been blast. I really love to also connect live with you, and I will see you in the next video. All of you, please do take care.